Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy Coke Boy Chase, aka Clay Mason, and I just want to say thank you for everything that you guys been doing for me. I appreciate all the love and support, whether it be a little bit of comments and views or even a lot. It doesn't matter what you guys are doing because at the end of the day, you guys are viewing me, and that's all I appreciate and I'm grateful for because I just have so many projects that I'm trying to get out before I start this new job. And with that being said, let's finish Avowed. Dive deep inside of this ancient ruin to discover some answers and most of all, understand what I am and what I'm doing here. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to like, subscribe, and share and support your boy so that way I can support my dreams and also provide for myself and my family because it is getting crazy out there. And not only that, I just want to also shout out like my close friends, my college friends, my childhood friends, the friends who bullied me, and the friends who I made up with, because we're human and we evolve every day, even if we're the worst of the worst. And I just want to say that my friends have helped me, including my family. That's always a goal. My friends have helped me evolve in so many different ways that I never thought that I would be able to do it. And it's helped me build a personality and a different and more authentic background for myself. I need there's people around the world who doesn't have access to technology or the information of technology. They never experienced it. But when they experience me, they're just going to experience a story that they probably never heard before or that was probably retold multiple times, and that's fine. Sometimes we like to have a book reread. And it's really important on who's the one delivering that story. So me being blessed to be able to be in this position to tell these stories through these projects that these game developers or even these small time indie game developers to make it's a blessing for me, and I just want to be able to experience it with you guys, even if you already did before. I'm just grateful that you're here with me. So with that being said, make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and always, always think critically, just like John Wolfe has always said it, and I will reiterate it for him as well. Think critically no matter what, even if you're having fun. Think critically. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today it is June 30th, 2025. And I just want to say, first of all, I'm keeping it short because I already edited this, but for some odd reason my mic wasn't picking up. So this is the last attempt I'm going to be saying this. I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving me. With me on a major hiatus due to the fact that I got a new job and I literally work every single day and I am tired. But none of that matters right now because today we need to finish Avowed, and not new we need to finish. I already finished it. And I've found myself in an issue where I don't have time to make content. I don't have time to learn how to edit better. And I've just found myself working so much that to the point where I've been neglecting my content creation. And I just want to say sorry. Um, I've learned a lesson throughout the last couple of weeks, and I will be changing my format on how I make content. I will do my best to avoid making long form content, even though that's my favorite. But it's not proactive for me as a small content creator, and regardless of how many subscriptions I have, whatever. I'm still small and I need to get better. I need to do better. So with that being said, I apologize. My friends, my fans, and my family, to everyone who supports me. But none of that matters right now because today we are going to be discussing Avowed, the ending of Avowed, my experience with it, because I've was supposed to post this a very long time ago, but time is not on my side half of the time. Why is it so dark? Um, First things being said, I've been working so much. So I'm gonna hope and pray that I can continue to be consistent with my content. But I'm definitely making way more short form content just to save my time and save your time, especially. This time is very important. But I keep on going back and forth. It's really hard because I have so much I want to say. So I'm gonna keep it very short. Today we're going to be finishing Avowed and we're going to be discussing my experience with it. And I'm going to show no content of it, just talking and just the important parts of it. And where we are now is in the Dawnfire, the Dawn Spire. I can't remember. It is the last region of the game where it's like lava, rocks, almost the edge of the living lands. And in the living lands, we have ourselves trying to discover where the true garden is at to reach my god, which is Sapital, who I've been talking to throughout the whole entire game. And in this particular region, we also discover the Dwarven region where Marius, one of my teammates who I've met in the beginning of the game, we rekindle a lot of old relationships and the past and history of the dwarves, where they reside in this enormous castle that is hovering right above a body of lava so large that it can nearly flood the whole entire castle with the lava. So it's a really dangerous situation they're in. It's a hot, scary region where it's even almost impossible to get resources, but we managed to pull through and do what we had to do in that area. And it got to a point where it was super critical, where the leaders of the Dawnspire and the castle, they wanted to stay their cultural ways and to keeping all the dwarves separated from all the other kin who live on the living lands, humans, um, the elves, the everyone, just everyone. But I was the one, the godlike, who had to like influence these people into making a difference for themselves because they were so stuck in their ways. And I can understand that from an outsider point of view and also from an insider point of view. Um, Having these conversations with these different people in this game was really an eye opener. It was a really great experience because it was conversations I never expected myself to have. I usually just have very linear, direct discussions and dialogue with a couple of jokes, but it really sat with me for a long time. And the one thing I've learned about playing Avowed for this long is that it's really important to give people second chances and to really just listen to people. Because I'm definitely one of those type of people who would just push people away and just avoid conversation with how people have different opinions. And it was a journey, especially with how much time I spent on this game. And I'm actually grateful that I spent this much time on this game. It taught me a lot. But what really taught me a lot was how, after trying to discuss these things with these people, at the end of it all, nobody was really happy with my decision making. Yet it all came down to either choosing one bad thing to a much more worse outcome or conclusion. And no matter what, I've always had to choose the lesser problem that can possibly occur, no matter how many people are upset with it. And diving deep into the Dawn Spire, it led to one thing led to another, where I'm on the verge of discovering how to gain access to the garden. I already know where it's at, but the one key that was stopping me from getting inside the garden was none other than the Inquisitor, which I defeated at one point, but she came back to life. She was unstoppable. She nearly crushed me in one attempt, but I pulled through. And after finally defeating her and having a very long and deep conversation with Sapidol, my god, it came to a point where I had to remind myself so many people, including me, was affected by Sapidol and in so many different ways, because Sapidol is the living land. Sapidol is my god, but my god is also the one that is experiencing all these things around the world, around the region. If someone burns a tree down, Sapidol feels it. If someone blows a house up, Sapidol feels it. And it came to a point where I was so confused about what I was listening to, but that was the issue. I wasn't listening. So I had to sit down, close my mouth, and like truly comprehend the discussions that we were having. And what I learned is that the other gods, the very creations who also experienced Sapidol were the ones who were advocating to have Sapidol like in a prison to stop them from destroying themselves, destroying the living lands. But one thing that wasn't exactly explained was that Sapidol was a new god, and the information about a new god was abstract. It was unique. I didn't know how to consume and digest the information until I finally had it put in directly into my face about what was supposed to be the good decision and what would be the bad decision making. And um this individual named 𝐦𝐨𝐬, who had locked up Sapidol, which was the initial god who I would be listening to throughout the game, speak to me or speak through the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor is a follower of 𝐦𝐸𝐿, and it made me create this spiritual war, going through trials and trials of many tribulations to understand one side and then understand this other side who is trying to be freed from their prison and stop being a victim. And it has become one of the wildest conversations for me to think about. And it all led to me thinking I need to go to the garden immediately and I need to understand what's going on. I finally gained access to the garden inside the Dawnfire, and I caught firsthand experience of what exactly destroyed the living lands and destroyed my ancestors and destroyed Sapidol themselves. And it forced me to put myself in a situation where would I be proud to destroy the god who has been leading me to this place? Or would it be a better idea to just keep believing everything else that everyone is just telling me and follow this other god? And trying to change my mindset and my perspective on these things was so wild because I usually just play the video game and go on about my day, but this game really sat with me. So I'm not only grateful for that, but I'm also grateful for what I learned because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to entertain myself and entertain you guys while also learning. Having a deep conversation with Sapidol inside of the garden was an interesting thing to go through because at the end of every conversation I've had experienced with Sapidol, it had always ended with them always saying, we grow, we grow, we grow, because That's the only thing that I was supposed to understand after every conversation. No matter what information I told them or they told me, we as humans, as me as myself and as them as a god, need to grow. You can't be stagnant in one place and never change. You have to learn something. Being stuck inside of a prison for decades, years, centuries without the ability to do whatever you want has truly taught them of what they've done in the past. And they've done horrible things in the past due to the fact that they reacted to the way the other gods treated them and how the people who lived on the living lands treated them. And it made Sapidol look like the bad person. It made Sapidol look like the villain. But in reality, Sapidol is just another victim. They're a victim of the other gods because hearing the information that Sapidol is a new god changed my whole entire perspective. I took it with a grain of salt, but never considered how much information and experience these other individuals have compared to Sapidol. Sapidol was reactant. They were emotional. And that is crazy coming from an entity that can literally change the very environment that I live on right before my eyes. It's almost unfair. But nonetheless, I had to listen. I had to close my mouth, open my ears, and open my eyes and pay attention to the information that was being given to me. And the only reason why I was able to understand it better is because I had to relate. I had to relate as much as I can, since it's so important to be understanding and it's so important to sit down and truly understand another person's perspective, because who wouldn't want to get a second chance? Because that's all Sapidol wanted. Who wouldn't want another second chance? Even if they caused so much pain and misery, no matter what, it's hard to give people the second chance because as I grew up as a person in the last 25 years, I never liked giving second chances because I always felt like, or not felt like, I experienced getting crossed. Even if it was me being delusional or ignorant, at the end of the day, I was crossed and it created this trust issue. So you have trust issues between a god and the people who is living with that god. And then now there's trust issues with the god like me, with the people on the living land itself. So I had to gather all my friends that I've experienced in Avowed, brought them to the garden, and they had to not only face their fears in their past because they weren't truly satisfied with the outcome, and had to truly set themselves free and let go of the pain that they carried through all the adventures that we had with each other. And I didn't know. I did not know, and after all this time, I finally know and understand how Sapidol and my friends felt. So the decision that I made at the end of my game and my experience was to let Sapidol free, even though I verbally said that I was going to destroy them. And what that led to was me having authority and the leverage over a god, my god, which was a good thing because my decision making wasn't based off power or strength or any of that matter. It was all based on the fact that the living lands need to change. The living lands need to get better. And the one pillar that was stopping me from reaching that conclusion was the Inquisitor herself. And it was actually kind of sad with the way it ended because you can deal with the Inquisitor in so many different ways. And I thought to myself, I'm going to have one more battle with her and I have to fight her one more time. But my friends are clever. my friends are the smartest individuals in the game because I didn't have to fight with my sword. And that right there is one of the reasons why I love Avowed so much, because specifically I love Obsidian Entertainment games, because sometimes your weapon is never the answer. And it gave me the choice. That right there alone was all I needed, the choice. To the experience that I had throughout the whole game, I built up my experience, I built up my knowledge, I built up everything, and it told me I had the choice to change me as a person, but also change everyone around me. And with that power alone, gave me the ability to not only save the living lands, restore peace between the Adirian people and the living lands, and not only that, I also had to have a political dispute with many different individuals that I have had my differences with, but don't forget, I had to listen. I listened to them, and now I became the mayor of Avowed. I am the true leader of the living lands, and I also have the authority over my god, who also influences the land we live on. Avowed changed my perspective on these RPG games, and it blessed me with an amazing experience, and I can't wait to show more experiences like this for me, but most of all you guys, because these type of games are like one of my favorite. I love being the one person who had to begin somewhere with whatever background I had, only to change the world around me, and I love that, because then I get to apply it to the real world and truly show how I've been influenced in a positive way, in a positive light. And it's fun. It's just fun. Don't even need to take it as deep as it is in a different state. It's just fun. And learning is what was the most fun part about the journey. Learning what I am, learning what I could have been, and learning what happened to me, and learning how everything concluded. It was just fun. So with that being said, I appreciate you all just sitting here with me, just like experiencing this game with me. And I apologize for how long I've taken. And I'm willing to change how I make content. I'm willing to change my format. But if there's like a game that I really enjoy and I'm going to make a long content on it, that's one thing. But as of right now, it's over. I'm done. We changing it up. With that being said, thank you to you all. And I can't wait to post this next video because it's actually going to be a banger. We're going to be doing a lot of different things and a lot of fun things, and most of all, a lot of unhinged things. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and tell me about how you guys feel about the game, and tell me about what type of RPG games that you guys would love to play, because I love me some RPG games. JRPG, ARPG, it don't matter. I love having the focal point of the game because of the one character who influences everyone around them. Thank you. Why you gotta fight anymore, bro? You've been...
There you are.
Bro, they really got these shits up here.
She's not lost yet. We would still welcome her graft onto our tree.
After watching her die mercilessly.
Speak to me.
All right, madam.
So, you survived the
I'm not throwing this. I did it in Starfield, and I'm gonna do it in all my other games.
To kill me more efficiently than last time? Our conflict was foretold the moment you were born. You can no more avoid it than I can die. Look around, Envoy. 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐿 should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Her order wields sharp steel. She must set down her blade.
Oh, but it is. Some wounds must be cauterized in order to heal.
Cauterized? Your troops have nearly burned Paradis to the ground.
The only question is, what's to be done with you? You, who were once so bright and promising.
Her mind is already made up. She's just toying with us.
𝐸𝐸 chains are broken.
Unbelievable.
Which means your soul is in their grasp.
Okay.
I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, Envoy. And if I don't know, then I cannot suffer you to live.
Yeah. You think that you know everything just because you're a believer of one God, but you don't even understand the other things that these other gods do.
Do not patronize me.
You've been doing that to me this whole
I have
game.
every
This whole
right
game,
to
bro.
put down a threat to the Empire.
You've been doing that to me this whole entire game.
Steel yourself, Envoy. Make this a fight to remember, even in death.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
Mind you, this is 𝐸𝐸 saying this after being a victim of 𝐦𝐸𝐤𝐾 and also a victim of Lodwyn herself.
You will. You must. You have no choice.
Nah.
Face me and die with honor.
Nah.
Or fall to your knees and die.
Why
as
does
a
always have to fight?
coward.
Like, just
How
chill.
you die doesn't matter.
Chill, gang.
But you will die. Every vestige of 𝐸𝐸 must be wiped from this earth. The burned queen demands it.
Yeah.
We are a challenge to her authority. She is afraid of what we mean.
Damn, I really wish I had my perception though.
Blasphemy. 𝐸𝐸 is a clot in the heart of the world. What should they matter to the true gods of Eora?
True gods?
Your god will meet their end just as soon as I'm through with you.
Right.
Hear me, Envoy. I am the avatar of the burned queen, the goddess of retribution. I am her sword arm, her will in the world. And so long as I can fight, I will be her champion.
But she fails and fails and fails her god. How long until 𝐦𝐸𝐾 finds a new avatar?
I've done all that I could. She sees.
She trying to say she done all she could.
must.
She's just throwing.
It isn't my fault.
She's throwing.
You opposed me at every step.
Check the ball.
I believed we were alike.
Nah, check the ball. Ball up.
When the time came for you to prove your loyalty,
It's my ball, not yours.
you would choose 𝐸𝐸𝐤.
Sorry.
I believed the dream of our future, of our resurgent empire, would move you as it does me. And if that failed, I believed the Burn Queen would stop you. Yet here you stand before me, my enemy, unopposed by the gods. Why?
The worm of doubt
You tell me.
gnaws at her soul. Where was 𝐸𝐸𝐾?
She's doubting
when
herself.
she needed her most?
Yup.
Where is she now?
Yup. If 𝐸𝐸𝐾 really believed in you, she would have made sure you won. She wanted you to fail.
No!
Ooh.
The Burned Queen witnessed my devotion and accepted me as her champion.
Yeah, okay.
I don't need anything else. I can still prevail. I must.
Nah, she's not coming to save you, gang. It's just you against the entire Living Lands.
I feel her fire in me.
Is she crying?
No, I do.
Do you?
𝐸𝐸𝐾, my lady, where are you?
Pick up the phone. No one's answering.
No answer.
You're helpless. She despises you. She despised you. It's quiet. She revoked your power. You're helpless.
No!
Yep.
It's not true!
Yep.
Shame.
Yep.
Suffocating
This is the best
shame.
vengeance. This is the best way for vengeance. You're weak.
Stop! I can't!
Give up. It's over.
No! 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 Forgive me! Boudica!
Talk no jutsu, my nigga? Are you kidding me?
Wherever 𝐦𝐤𝐤 is now,
Talk no
she
jutsu,
must
bro.
be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for. But we're not. Whatever's next.
Don't tell me the game is over after that. Oh my god, there's no way I beat the
You're all
game.
gonna make me sick. But
I cannot believe I'm done. I talk no jutsu'd her dumb ass.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict,
Short.
the dust has
It was beautiful that it was
finally
short.
begun to settle. You feel 𝐸𝐸𝐷 close to your thoughts.
Oh my god,
stirring
𝐸𝐸𝐷 looks
anxious.
amazing.
The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries,
Yes, they understand. That's all we wanted.
the Paradise militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next,
This is
you
just like the
won their
memories for my
confidence.
godlike.
You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The dream scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace.
That's insane.
Thanks to you, the living lands has escaped Adiran
Yeah,
oppression.
hell yeah.
The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws.
Hell yeah.
The frontier remains wild, but not for long. Fugitives no more. The rebels of Paradise return to their home and to other free settlements, bringing their skills and secrets wherever needed. For once, they have a future.
I'm so happy.
The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn,
As they should.
bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. In time, the people of Emerald Stair return to their city of 𝐸𝐸𝐵𝐴. Research yields new developments in the struggle against nature. Technology is shared among the united settlements. The Empire cannot get in the way of progress. For the people of Shatterscarp, independence is bittersweet.
It is.
Those who cannot withstand the grief inflicted by Ringgrim's spell leave the settlements, vanishing into the wilderness. Those who remain find themselves forced to cooperate with others, often begrudgingly. With so many dead, the need to stave off hunger outweighs any distaste for certain trading partners.
That's horrible outlook.
With Solace Keep destroyed, the Pargrunen take their first steps into a world their ancestors once roamed at will. For some, this is the adventure of a lifetime. For others, the new freedom is terrifying, and they rush to build fledgling settlements. Kostya spends his days on the road, establishing trade routes. It is a hard life, bereft of the luxuries he once dreamed of.
It's way better
But
outcome than
there
being
is
a
promise.
slave to
When 𝐤𝐤 leaves the living
culture and
lands,
religion.
he is no longer running. For the first time in many years, he can face the future.
That's beautiful.
He returns to 𝐦𝐤𝐤, committed to peace for his people.
Oh,
Those he
Kai.
left in 𝐦𝐤𝐤, as well as those he found in the living lands. He joins the Ronganui's council,
The council?
counterbalancing powerful voices of isolationism and hawkishness. It is a long and difficult battle, and he is happy to fight it.
Oh my god.
With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood.
Okay, that one hit me.
Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization, and
That
far
low-key
less
just hit me
fearful
hard.
of his home in 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐬's tusks. With solace gone, however, Marius never has a chance to reconcile with his people. Outside of a few travelers here and there, his connection with the Wardens is completely lost.
I can understand that.
𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐬 continues to improve as an animancer.
Yo.
She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of 𝐕𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐿 lives on in her.
Wow.
In a past life, 𝐦𝐤𝐳 was given a task: protect the history and knowledge of the godless. Now, many lifetimes later, she continues upholding
Lifetimes?
that oath. She moves into the library in the garden, spending her days poring over the clay tablets there. But not even the letters from, and rare visit to, her lover help ease the loneliness that fills her days.
That's beautiful.
Freed from torment for the first time in centuries,
Hey, look, that's me.
𝐸𝐸 turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them.
That's what I wanted to hear.
They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook
Yes,
cities
yes,
before
no more
no
rage.
longer
Yes,
rules
this is
them.
it. This is it.
Instead, they come to you with questions.
Yes, question.
They want
Ask
to
me.
understand.
Yes, you may be a god, but I'm here to help you. I'm your
They
godlike.
begin tentatively to garden.
Yeah.
Where they can, they improve the lives of
Yes, yes,
and the
yes.
suffering that troubled them is reduced.
This is
if
perfect.
never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. 𝐸𝐸 pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the temple of 𝐸𝐴𝐻𝑡𝑠. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as 𝐼𝐾 do.
𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐻𝑡𝑠 doesn't need to be in my
Their
body.
presence
They're
is
inside the
like a
statue. I
ritual
forgot about the
conflict,
statue.
And a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together. And in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts. And on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie.
My guys.
Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
I don't know what to say, man. Damn. Being able to, like, making content is one thing, but like being able to finish a series. I didn't even finish Surge. I haven't finished a lot of series. I didn't finish Jet Lancer yet. I didn't finish Starfield. Who the fucking bro? Nah, bro. This game is amazing, bro. Like, this game just like changed my perspective on a lot of things. It's like I just play a game and you're like, oh, I'll just do cool things or I get a title or something. But then like I have a title before I went into this place, and that's it. That's the end, dude. No way. That's really the end of it. Fucking 45 hours. 20, 24, 48. So 50 hours, like 53 hours. 53 fucking hours it took me to beat this bitch ass game. Damn, yo. That feels good. That feels really good.